Good morning, beautiful people. Welcome to Bible in a Year with Lovie, day 262. Today we're going to read Ecclesiastes 1 through 3 and 2 Corinthians 11. We're going to finish it off. I'm reading from the Life Application Study Bible, 3rd edition, New Living Translation. You can follow along with whatever version you have. It just might read a little differently, or you can just listen. I hope everybody had a blessed and beautiful Resurrection Sunday. I personally had a great day. I got to go spend it with my mama. It was her birthday as well. So, yeah. With that said, happy Monday. Let's dive right into this word. Ecclesiastes chapter 1. These are the words of the teacher, King David's son, who ruled in Jerusalem. Everything is meaningless, says the teacher. Completely meaningless. What do people get for all their hard work under the sun? Generations come and generations go, but the earth never changes. The sun rises and the sun sets, then hurries around to rise again. The wind blows south and then turns north. Around and around it goes, blowing in circles. Rivers run into the sea, but the sea is never full. Then the water returns again to the rivers and flows out again to the sea. Everything is wearisome beyond description. No matter how much we see, we are never satisfied. No matter how much we hear, we are not content. Boy, how true is that? History merely repeats itself. It has all been done before. Nothing under the sun is truly new. Sometimes people say, here's something new, but actually it is old. Nothing is ever truly new. We don't remember what happened in the past, and in future generations, no one will remember what we're doing now. I, the teacher, was king of Israel, and I lived in Jerusalem. I devoted myself to search for understanding and to explore by wisdom everything being done under heaven. I soon discovered that God has dealt a tragic existence to the human race. I observed everything going on under the sun, and really, it is all meaningless, like chasing the wind. What is wrong cannot be made right. What is missing cannot be recovered. I said to myself, look, I'm wiser than any of the kings who ruled in Jerusalem before me. I have greater wisdom and knowledge than any of them. So I set out to learn everything from wisdom to madness and folly. But I learned firsthand that pursuing all this is like chasing the wind. The greater my wisdom, the greater my grief. To increase knowledge only increases sorrow. Ooh, that says a lot. Number 2. I said to myself, come on, let's try pleasure. Let's look for the good things in life. But I found that this too was meaningless. So I said, laughter is silly. What good does it do to seek pleasure? After much thought, I decided to cheer myself with wine. And while still seeking wisdom, I clutched at foolishness. In this way, I tried to experience the only happiness most people find during their brief life in this world. I also tried to find meaning by building huge homes for myself and by planting beautiful vineyards. I made gardens and parks, filling them with all kinds of fruit trees. I built reservoirs to collect the water to irrigate my many flourishing groves. I bought slaves, both men and women, and others were born into my household. I also owned large herds and flocks, more than any of the kings who had lived in Jerusalem before me. I collected great sums of silver and gold and treasure of many kings and provinces. I hired wonderful singers, both men and women, and had many beautiful concubines. I had everything a man could desire. So I became greater than all who had lived in Jerusalem before me, and my wisdom never failed me. Anything I wanted, I would take. I denied myself no pleasure. I even found great pleasure in hard work, a reward for all my labors. But as I looked at everything I had worked so hard to accomplish, it was all so meaningless, like chasing the wind. There was nothing really worthwhile anywhere. So I decided to compare wisdom with foolishness and madness. For who can do this better than I, the king? I thought wisdom is better than foolishness, just as light is better than darkness. For the wise can see foolishness, just as light is better than darkness. Oh, wait, my bad. Oh. I lost my place. Okay. For the wise can see where they are going, but fools walk in the dark. Yet I saw the wise and the foolish share the same fate. Both will die. So I said to myself, since I will end up the same as the fool, what's the value of all my wisdom? This is all so meaningless. For the wise and the foolish both die. The wise will not be remembered any longer than the fool. In the days to come, both will be forgotten. So I came to hate life because everything done here under the sun is so troubling. Everything is meaningless, like chasing the wind. I came to hate all my hard work here on earth. For I must leave to others everything I have earned. And who can tell whether my successors will be wise or foolish? Yet they will control everything I have gained by my skill and hard work under the sun. How meaningless! So I gave up in despair, questioning the value of all my hard work in this world. Some people work wisely with knowledge and skill, then must leave the fruit of their efforts to someone who hasn't worked for it. This, too, is meaningless, a great tragedy. So what do people get in this life for all their hard work and anxiety? Their days of labor are filled with pain and grief. Even at night, their minds cannot rest. It is all meaningless. So I decided there's nothing better than to enjoy food and drink and to find satisfaction in work. Then I realized that these pleasures are from the hand of God. For who can eat or enjoy anything apart from Him? God gives wisdom, knowledge, and joy to those who please Him. But if a sinner becomes wealthy, God takes the wealth away and gives it to those who please Him. This too is meaningless, like chasing the wind. Number 3. For everything there is a season, a time for every activity under heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to harvest, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to tear down and a time to build up, a time to cry and a time to laugh, a time to grieve and a time to dance, a time to scatter stones and a time to gather stones, a time to embrace and a time to turn away, a time to search and a time to quit searching, a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to tear and a time to mend, a time to be quiet and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time for war and a time for peace. What do people really get for all their hard work? I have seen the burden God has placed on us all. Yet God has made everything beautiful for its own time. He has planted eternity in the human heart. But even so, people cannot see the whole scope of God's work from beginning to end. So I concluded there's nothing better than to be happy and enjoy ourselves as long as we can. And people should eat and drink and enjoy the fruits of their labor and people should eat and drink and enjoy the fruits of their labor, for these are gifts from God. And I know that whatever God does is final. Nothing can be added to it or taken from it. God's purpose is that people should fear him. What is happening now has happened before, and what will happen in the future has happened before, because God makes the same things happen over and over again. I also noticed that under the sun there is evil in the courtroom. Yes, even the courts of law are corrupt. I said to myself, in due season, God will judge everyone, both good and bad, for all their deeds. I also thought about the human condition, how God proves to people that they are like animals. For people and animals share the same fate. Both breathe and both must die. So people have no real advantage over the animals. How meaningless. Both go to the same place. They came from the dust and they return to dust. For who can prove that the human spirit goes up and the spirit of animals goes down into the earth? So I saw that there is nothing better for people than to be happy in their work. That is our lot in life, and no one can bring us back to see what happens after we die. Yeah, I'd say. All right. Yeah. So I'm just going to say this is all coming from Solomon. Solomon was like the wisest man in the Bible. And, you know, when he became king, that's what he asked God for, was wisdom. So in him asking God for wisdom, God blessed him with not only wisdom, but with riches and with, great just prosperity. He prospered in everything he did. And so Solomon was very intelligent. He was a very wise leader, and just reading his words, like he makes a lot of sense. I definitely can see where he's going with that. We should do our best to live a happy life. Just be happy. You don't have to have everything. You don't. Material things, you can't take nothing with you when you go. Nothing. So enjoy your life while you have it. Is it good to leave something behind for your kids? Is it good to create some kind of generational wealth to pass down? Well, yeah, that's all fine and stuff, but what kind of legacy are you really leaving behind? Are you leading in such a way that your children are going to make it into heaven as well? Are you leaving the kind of legacy that's remembered, as like, Lovie helped me get into heaven. No, Lovie helped me find God. I just, whatever I leave behind for my children, I don't want it to be so much that they go stupid with it. I just want them to be okay for a little while, I work really hard here on earth, and but my work is not my primary focus. I feel like the bigger fruit of my labor would be when I get to judgment, and I get to meet people that along the way in some way I got to help plant a seed that got them there. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the work that means the most to me. So let that be what means the most to you. Don't let your actual 9 to 5 be what means the most to you. Because at the end of the day, you're replaceable at your job. You're replaceable at your job. You are. We all are. I mean, I'm a truck driver. I'm replaceable. Truck drivers come a dime a dozen. They're everywhere. I know I'm replaceable. I like my job. I like my company. I am replaceable. But I can't replace that moment when I got to, stand in the produce section and pray with somebody who was having a rough day. You know, that seed that got planted in that moment, that's not replaceable. You know, just think about it like that. All right, 2 Corinthians 11:16. Paul's many trials. Again, I say, don't think that I am a fool to talk like this. But even if you do, listen to me as you would to a foolish person, while I boast a little. Such boasting is not from the Lord, but I'm acting like a fool, and since others boast about their human achievements, I will too. After all, you think you're so wise, but you enjoy putting up with fools. You put up with it when someone enslaves you, takes everything you have, takes advantage of you, takes control of everything, and slaps you in the face. I'm ashamed to say that we've been too weak to do that. But whatever they dare to boast about, I'm talking like a fool again. I dared to boast about it too. Are they Hebrews? So am I. Are they Israelites? So am I. Are they descendants of Abraham? So am I. Are they servants of Christ? I know I sound like a madman, but I have served him far more. I have worked harder, been put in prison more often, been whipped times without number, and faced death again and again. 5 different times the Jewish leaders gave me 39 lashes. 3 times I was beaten with rods. Once I was stoned. 3 times I was shipwrecked. Once I spent a whole night and day adrift at sea. I have traveled on many long journeys. I have faced danger from rivers and from robbers. I have faced danger from my own people, the Jews, as well as from the Gentiles. I have faced danger in the cities, in the deserts, and on the seas. And I have faced danger from men who claim to be believers but are not. I have worked hard and long, enduring many sleepless nights. I've been hungry and thirsty and have often gone without food. I have shivered in the cold without enough clothing to keep me warm. Then, besides all this, I have the daily burden of my concern for all the churches. Who is weak without my feeling that weakness? Who is led astray, and I do not burn with anger? If I must boast, I would rather boast about the things that show how weak I am. God, the Father of our Lord Jesus, who is worthy of eternal praise, knows I'm not lying. When I was in Damascus, the governor under King Aretas kept guards at the city gates to catch me. I had to be lowered in a basket through a window in the city wall to escape from him. All right, that's where we stop for today. Yeah, that was a good read this morning. We'll pick back up tomorrow on Ecclesiastes chapter 4, and we'll read 4 through 6 and 2 Corinthians chapter 12. Thank you guys for tuning in. I really pray that this Bible study is helping you guys. I hope y'all are enjoying it. Please like, share, subscribe. Send the videos to somebody else who might not have access to the Bible. And thank y'all again for just your support and your love. And those of you who are, everyday listeners, man, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all so much. Remember, if you want to see a change, you have to be the change. We lead by example, we follow by design. If it ain't a God thing, it ain't a good thing. Y'all, please keep me lifted in your prayers if I keep you lifted in mine. If you have any special prayer requests, please leave them below in the comment section. I will add you to my prayer list. I hope y'all have a blessed and beautiful rest of the day. And don't forget to love like Jesus. I'll see y'all here tomorrow.